Hello Cloud Champions and welcome back to this lecture. So I hope you enjoyed the last lecture in which we have created the Apache server to the bootstrap script. If it's still having any issues, just give me an email or give me a reply. Definitely I'll gonna email you with the bootstrap script, but I just mentioned I put that script on the comments on into the video as well. But if you're having any issues, just give me an email. Definitely it's mentioned in the video in my last video. Then definitely I'm gonna email you the bootstrap script. Okay, now in this lecture we're gonna go and do a lab for EFS, which is called Elastic File System. Basically Elastic File System is basically a file system where you can share the data between the EC2 instances which are in different availability zones, and it will be shared between that EC2 instances. So Cloud Champions, come and make your hands dirty. So I'm on the AWS console right now and I'm trying to log in. So this is my login, and when I'm gonna sign in into my EC2 console, I'll sign in. Again, it's asking me for my MFA, multi-factor authentication. So I'm gonna put in multi-factor authentication to on, and it's let me in. So what I'll do, I'm gonna create this lab for EFS into a different region, because I'm gonna tell you why I'm creating this in different region, because I created EC2 instances over here previously and it's still showing me it's terminated. Then you people will be a little bit confused. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna create this lab into a different region. I can change it to Europe, London. Okay, I'm gonna go into the London. You can choose any of them. Okay, I'll go, and so over here there's nothing over here, so we're gonna get on hands dirty. So the first step in creating for the EFS is to go and create a new security group. The new security group, you're gonna see it in the EC2 instances. Under the instances, you go down, scroll down, and you see the security groups under network and security. Okay, we're gonna create a new security group. Okay, I'm gonna name it as EFS demo, and description, if you want to put a description, allow for EFS. And I'm gonna create scroll down on the right hand down corner, create a security group. The first step is done. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the services on the top left hand corner near the AWS over here. If it's showing EFS, that's fine, because I was using EFS. But if it's not, then you can, on the search, you can put EFS over here and you can see EFS is showing. Okay, here you go. It's a little bit slow, but it is fine. So I'm gonna create a file system over here. Okay, I'm gonna create a file system over here, and I'm gonna configure the network access. VPC should be my default VPC. I'll create all availability zones, EU West 2A, 2B, and for 2C. All three zones, availability zones, will be used for EFS. But what I'll do, subnet remains the default, IP address remains automatic, but in the security groups, I'll remove all these security groups and I'll add my security group which I just created for the EFS demo. As I mentioned in the last lecture as well, in the last session, that the basically security groups is basically a virtualized firewall for the connectivity between the AWS infrastructure and outside world. So EFS demo, the three security groups, I'll select next step down on the right hand corner. Next step, if you want to put a name tag, that's fine. If you don't, I'll leave it like this self. Enable lifecycle management. Basically automatically it saves 92%. If it sees if any of the files which has been infrequently accessed infrequent access EFS IA storage class. It's gonna put it into the storage class, which will gonna 92%. It will gonna save your cost. So lifecycle policy, there's so many: 7 days, 14, 30, 90, 60. So maximum is 90 days, 3 months. But we're gonna enable it. We're gonna put 14 days since last access. Throughput, we're gonna put a bursting throughput, not provision. We're gonna discuss it later. Then on the provision, on the performance mode, we'll go on general purpose because it is for the web server. If it's for maximum IO, it should be for databases and for the heavy workloads. So right now I'm gonna select general purpose, and I want my EFS to be encrypted as well. So I'm gonna put enable encryption data at rest and select the KMS master key, which has been created by AWS. I hope you got understood on that. Tag, lifecycle management, throughput, busting, general purpose, and encryption data at rest. Then I go to next step. We're gonna go through this client access policy later on. We're gonna leave it as it is on default. We're gonna go on next step, and then here we go and hit and create the file system, and the file system is getting created. So the first and the second step is done. Here you can see there is a success. Now what I'll do, I'll go into the services over here, and I'll go into the EC2 instances, and over here there's an instance step. I'll go to instance step over here, and I launch an instance. I'm gonna be a little bit faster on that because people are more proficient and more likely to know how to create the instances. Now I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna configure details. But now in this one, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna change the availability zone. I'll put one instance into A, okay, and I'll go for storage, add tags, configure security groups. I'm gonna create a new security group for this EFS, and I'll make this name as EC2 to EFS, okay. And I'm gonna, you see the SSH rule is enabled by default for IPv4 0.0.0.0/0, and then I'll go review launch, and I'll launch, and it's showing London RS. I'm gonna create another key over here. I'm gonna create another key pair. I'll say my EFS download key pair, and I'll put it in my desktop. I'll put it under the key pair and my EFS, and it is a PEM file, and I'll save it, and then I'll launch instance. So here you go. I'll go down, view instance. The only changes I did it while creating the EC2 instance is change the availability zone. I put it, this is into availability zone 2A, okay, and I created the key pair, okay. Now what I'll do, I'll gonna create another EC2 instance, but you will be thinking, guys, that oh, it will gonna take time, but I'm gonna show you a shortcut on creating the same EC2 instance but in a different availability zone. I'm gonna right click this, and I say launch more like this, then I'll go and I'm gonna go and change the instance type over here. You see on my cursor is moving. Added instance type, okay, and then I'll select it, configure instance detail. As soon as you see the instance detail, I'll change it to 2B, this, and then I'll review and launch because all the settings are the same. So I'm gonna review and launch it. My EFS, select key, and I launch the instances. So the third step is done. So my first, what we did, we created a security group, EFS demo. Then we went into the EFS console, we created an elastic file system, okay, and now we created two EC2 instances, one into 1A availability zone and one into 1B. Sorry, one is in 2A and one is in 2B. There's a different availability zones, okay. And we also created, while creating this EC2 instances, we selected different availability zones and created the key pair. That was the only difference. Now what I'll do now, the fourth step is to go into the security groups over here, okay, and I want my security group, which is for EFS, which was for EFS, to be communicated with my EC2 instances, okay. Now I'm gonna select EFS demo over here, and if you see in the inbound rules down here, you won't gonna find any inbound rule. So I'm gonna say added the inbound rule, add a rule over here. I'll put NFS and port is 2049 for NFS, and I'll put my EC2 instance security group over here, which is for EC2 to EFS security group, okay. Here you go, and then I'll save the rules, okay. So guys, the fourth step is done. So now I'm gonna do an SSH to both of my instances, which is one in 2A and one is 2B. So on the left hand side, I'll go and click on instances. You see both of the instances are running. So I'm gonna open the this command, one command prompt over here, ssh -i, okay. Then I'll go into my desktop where I saved my key pair, my EFS key pair. I right click it, I'll go into the properties, I'll take this information, the link, okay, I'll paste it over here, and my efs.pem file, then ec2-user @ and then I'll go into my EC2 console. Over here I see the IP address, I'll copy it and I'll put it over here, and I'll say yes. Here you go, here it is connected, okay. This is my first EC2 instance which has been connected through SSH. Now I'm gonna put it a little bit shorter, then I'm gonna open another command prompt, okay. I'll copy the same thing over here, instead of writing it down, okay fine, I'll write it down, ssh-i, okay, my EFS properties, this path to this file, my efs.pem ec2-user, and then I'm gonna go into my EC2 console for the next EC2, copy the public IP address over here, and I paste it, and it's asking me for connection, yes. Sorry guys, a little bit, it was EC2, it was supposed to be EC2, but just give me 1 minute. Yes, here you go, it should be EC2-user EC2-user, and this is an IP address, and here you go, it's connected. So my both instances are connected through SSH. So my fifth step is done, okay, where I have both my instances connected. If you see over here, one is in 172.31-30-229 and one is -43.58. if you want to verify it, you can verify it. Okay, one is in internal because it shows the internal IP address, one is 58 and one is 229. Okay, now what I'm gonna do in the sixth step, okay, I'm gonna go into the EFS, go on top of the services, go on EFS, okay, select this EFS over here, and then over here there's a link called Amazon EC2 mount instructions from your local VPC. I'm gonna click on this. Here's the instructions which I'm gonna run on both EC2 instances. So first I'm gonna copy this command over here. I'll copy it. I'll copy this command, okay, and I'll put into one of my instances, okay, one of my instances, and here you go. It's succeeded. I'm gonna show it on the first instance. I'm gonna show you that it is succeeded. It installed the EFS file system on this instance. Okay, now I'm gonna go. If you're doing on Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux, then these are the two commands. Now I'm gonna mount my file system. So for the mounting the file system, first I'm gonna do, and I'll make a directory called EFS. I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste it, EFS. Okay, so it is created. Now I'm gonna press Alt tab. Now what I'll do, I'm gonna make my file system to be encrypted. So I'm gonna use this one for the TLS. TLS is the new version of the file encryption. So this is, I copy it, I paste it over here, and it will gonna take some time, and here you go. And in the last NFS client, and I'm gonna copy paste all this over here and put it in this one, and here it's done. Okay, so I'm gonna do cd EFS, okay, and I'll make a file over here. I'll make a file over here, or I'm gonna do sudo touch hello.txt. It is created. If you do ls, you see hello.txt. Okay, now this one is done. Now I'm gonna go into my another instance, okay, into my another instance, okay, and what I'll do the same commands over here into my second instance. Okay, I'm gonna install the EFS file system on this instance. It is done. Then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna then I'm gonna go and make a directory of EFS on this file system as well, on this instance. Here you go, it is done. Now I'm gonna make it an encrypted file system. I'll make it encrypted, and you make an encrypted file system. Then I'll sudo, I'm gonna mount this client, NFS client, and this is done. Okay, now when this is done, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it a little bit shorter so we can just verify it that both the files are there. Both the files are there. this is another client, this is another client. Okay, we are on this one, and when we do ls, you'll see hello.txt, but when we are over here in another instance, we're gonna do cd EFS, okay, and ls, and you see hello.txt. So the lab is done. It is done very clearly, and I hope that you understand it, that basically EFS file system, elastic file system, basically is created to share the contents and the data between the EC2 instances which are available in different availability zones. So whatever the file you're making in one instance on the EFS, it's a shareable file system which has been shareable between different EC2 instances. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you have any comments, any kind of suggestions, please give me on my videos so I can make a better understanding for you on these topics or the forthcoming topics on AWS. Definitely also I'm gonna mention you, please kindly subscribe it. Also put an indication on the bell icon so you can get a notification of the new videos, and also please like my videos, which gonna give me a more motivation in creating more valuable videos for you guys, which more hands-on, not only with AWS, with the different technologies as well. And not least for the last, I'm gonna do it again in every, that we are promoting VMCE training, certified engineering training, which is very cost effective right now in Canada. We're giving 50% discount, official course material included, training and certification, live instructor led training, official training leading to certification, official book, and you don't have to buy the book after you finish the course, or after some couple of months you're gonna buy the new version, but that version will be upgraded or updated by itself on the online book portal. So I hope you guys will like this video. Please subscribe it, please like this video, so I have more motivation and I'll produce more good videos, not only for AWS, for more technologies. So I'll see you in the next session. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy this session. Thank you.